My camera here.
All right, we're gonna go live. We're live, brother.
What's happening?
Dude, look at you. How are you guys doing? How you holding up?
I put on a collared shirt for you.
Yeah.
I usually do this in t-shirts, man. I mean, I know you're used to Instagram and everything, but it's all good. So I got a laptop. When you see me look over here, it's okay. I'm literally gonna get questions. So first of all, I appreciate you guys doing this. I remember sitting at your kitchen table. God, when times were good and you could walk around. And we talked about LinkedIn.
It's amazing.
We talked about LinkedIn, and I'm glad you guys are here. For those that don't know, we got two Bravo television stars, two entrepreneurs that are engaged, living together, running their business out of their house, right?
Yeah.
Crazy time. So I'm excited to talk about that, get some tips, hopefully bring some laughs to these people. I want to talk about to Amanda, like I said, we're going to do last time, from a female perspective who had a great job, right? All of a sudden decides, what you go through on the thought and thinking of, oh shit, I'm going to go be an entrepreneur. So first of all, I know everyone's excited to get some laughs there, but talk to us. You guys are in New York. You guys are down in the financial district.
Yep.
How are you guys getting through this? What's cooking?
I mean, it's I actually walked by a hospital the other day. They got the tents out front. It's pretty
spooky.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think fortunately New Yorkers were told to take this pretty seriously pretty early on at a state level. And despite it being like the epicenter, it is what it is, man. People are just trying to stay safe and stay sane. So we're just we're holed up and isolating and
picking up some new hobbies, doing some puzzles.
Yeah.
So yeah, talk to me about that. Every time I talk to someone who's going through this, whether it's New York or not, right? What are you doing and what tips do you have for? Oh, by the way, I'm getting emails. Casey said, Amanda, scoot closer to your fiance.
Scoot in.
Pretend you
trying.
like me.
Kyle spreads his legs out very wide, so it's hard for me to get close to him.
Or we might be able to flip the phone or zoom it back.
I man spread.
There we go. I wonder if the other way works better. That's fine. So what are you guys, in all seriousness, doing to get through this craziness?
We're trying to just kind of be business as usual. We're working all day, trying to still get things done and stay on top of it. And then, around like 6 o'clock or so, maybe we'll crack open a lover boy or pour a glass of wine just to kind of like loosen up and, distract ourselves with some TV. We've been working on a puzzle for a while.
I'm over it.
Yeah. But just trying to like stay busy and keep our minds busy so they don't wander.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's actually allowed us to focus on us, on some of the things, the to-dos on our wedding, and then on our business. I mean, it's very easy to get distracted, and
with like social outings.
Yeah, social outing. I mean, like as an alcohol brand, it's very tempting to say yes to every single bar that wants to host a party with you. And meanwhile, when it's all said and done with, 70, 80, 90% of our sales will be in the retail space, like grocery stores and convenience stores. So we've focused our energy, and for me, we're now 3 weeks into staying pretty isolated, and I've realized that routine is what's going to get me through this. I was like sleeping in because I was going to bed late on my phone, watching the news. Yeah. And forcing yourself to stick to a routine, even if it's a new routine, I think is going to help everybody.
So let's talk about this. So you guys launched we'll kind of go back, but right. So the Bravo TV kicks off in February, right? Which is the time for influencers and you guys to make money and get out there, right? So that's shut down. You're launching an alcohol brand that you and I have been speaking weekly that is picking up all this momentum. The bar's shut down, right? So you're kind of going through what we're all going through, but walk me through that. What are you guys doing to shift? Is it getting into the bigger stores now?
Yeah. So we're already having this realization that we need to be talking with the bigger distributors. They could really help us, get to more states faster. And I think, like I said, we're now just kind of shifting our priorities. And essentially everyone, it's very easy to get down and feel, bummed out that all your plans are out the window and you're losing momentum. But all I want to do now is to prepare us to hit the ground running and continue to do the legwork and put in the work.
And the other thing is we've been working on a direct to consumer product that we had planned, before all of this happened. We were thinking about trying to reach more people with online sales. So we're coming out with a new product that we're launching mid-April. So that has been keeping us really busy also. And I think that the timing could not be, it's awful to say, but could not be more perfect for us with everyone, wanting to buy things online. And we'll finally have something that they can.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting this perfect. There we go. Oh, I did it. Look at that. So let me ask you a question. What's the new thing?
So we can't say too much about it just yet because we're trying to keep it under wraps and doing some press releases and whatnot. But essentially, our sparkling hard teas are amazing, but we have to go state by state, and it takes forever. And the number one question we get online on every single post is, when are you coming to our state? And so this is a way to get into 44 states with a flip of the switch. So everybody that's been dying to buy a Loverboy is now gonna, unfortunately, there's a couple states that they have really antiquated laws and you can't buy, anything online. But
any alcohol,
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was ironic. What I'll say is this, Jeff. Like, we had already saw the opportunity to diversify, create a new product line that could be distributed to consumers completely differently, and kind of to diversify.
And we wanted to launch it while the show was airing so that, we were still relevant in people's minds. People were still looking for Loverboy, and launch it closer to when the warmer months were coming.
Yeah. So if anything, the takeaway for me is always be thinking about a diversified approach. Your average VC is going to say, do one thing and do it well. Okay. But that's because they invested in you, and that's what they're going to say. But meanwhile, they invested in a couple other companies in their portfolio that might even compete with you. So my whole thing is just for the last 10 years as an entrepreneur, we talked a little bit about this, having multiple revenue streams. And I think every company, the entrepreneur should think like that, as should every company.
I'm going through that right now, right? And from a recruiting coaching standpoint, I'm putting some things into place that will diversify my company for things like this, as far as resume writing and coaching, because now you got 9 million people out of work. By the way, your show on Wednesday, greatest party ever, and if I'm in that next year, I'm going to be pissed. Unbelievable.
Yeah. My claim, this is unofficial and slightly biased, but I think that was the best party to ever make it on TV.
Ever.
And
by the way, we all needed that, right? We're all on pins and needles, right? If you have kids, you're chasing your homeschooling. I'm working harder than ever, man. I got more texts that people said, I'm so excited for this call, just to maybe we can laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right. So those that watch the show and maybe don't, you moved in maybe a year ago together, right? But we don't need to go there. Is this the longest you guys have ever been right next to each other? And is someone going to fly out the window?
This Yes and yes. This is definitely the longest it's just been the two of us. We were lucky enough last weekend to go back to my parents in New Jersey because it was my brother's birthday. We had already been self-isolating for 2 weeks at that point.
And they had to.
And they had to, so we felt comfortable going home and just not leaving. But we needed that little like change of scenery and like a few other people around to like reset and continue being alone together.
But yeah, it gets a little stir crazy. I feel like last night we did a couple Instagram lives, and like literally Instagram was like having trouble with the number of people on the network.
Yeah, I saw that. It was all pixelated. I kept trying to jump in and say hi. I actually saw an article from China about the divorce rate is skyrocketed now. People are just like, get out. So let me ask Kyle, let me ask you this. Part of what we spoke about last time, your routine is routine. I get up, I hit the gym, right? What are you doing now? Just push ups in the house?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still figuring that out. I can't even buy like all the at-home workout equipment is completely sold out on Amazon. So just working with what I got, man.
Let me ask you this, because we talk about this, and I see my friend Aaron sending a message. And I know I've connected you. When is Loverboy coming to Baltimore, D.C. area?
So we're working on it. Very
Have
close.
you talked to Dom yet?
Dom called me actually when we were at her parents' house, and then this week's been nuts. But he's on my hit list actually later this afternoon.
And by the way, anyone in Maryland who can help these guys, let's get them in now. Because the liquor stores here are open, and there's a line down the street.
Right. If there is a liquor store that wants to sell Loverboy, I already have like 20 signed up, and I'm basically going to our distributor that I'm about to sign with and saying, look, no need to wait. I don't need salesmen. I've got pent up demand. So anybody in Maryland that can get me the email or phone number for someone that owns a retail store, you know what to do. Or maybe you don't.
Cool.
Email me.
Yeah, we'll get that. So, Amanda, let me ask you this question. I remember when I was at your house and we were talking. Talk to me about the mindset, right? You get out of UConn, you go work for a great company, rent the runway, you move up, you have this great career in marketing and design. What goes through your head at, you're relatively young in New York City, right? Yeah, you got the TV show and people know who you are, but what's the process of, I'm doing it, I'm on my own, let's go? Because that's scary shit.
It was really scary. I think one of the biggest concerns for me was our health insurance, because Kyle and I were both covered on my plan at my company. And I feel like that's just like a staple that you need. And I didn't know what we were going to do with it. Like, obviously, without having it at my company, any of the options would be a lot more expensive. And then also not taking a salary.
That's scary shit.
Yeah. And we're very fortunate with the show, but that's not going to last forever. We didn't know how many, if this season would have been our last season. And then it's like, what's my income after that? Him and I can't survive off of no income or a little, small amount that we'll start taking from Loverboy. So I was just really nervous about those aspects. But then there was a part of me that was like, I can't let someone else do this job. Like, if I kept, working and making a salary with health insurance, but someone else filled my position at Loverboy, it would drive me nuts. So I was kind of like, the cons outweighed the cons.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, you see all these posts. It seems like the whole world is drinking it, which is cool.
Yeah.
So we got to get through these tough times. Then what are we looking for as far as hiring and ramping up? We need interns. Let's talk about that for a minute while we're on LinkedIn. I'm going to pull up some questions.
Yeah. Because we have I figured I'll tell you what we're looking for, but if there's specific questions, we can answer them first.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what's next. What's next, right? So now it's going to start being distributed. You're going to get to Maryland. this guy needs you in PA. It's an emergency. He said the stockpile in Long Island is gone. It's like your shit's like emergency masks.
Yeah, it's an essential.
It is.
It's an essential business.
Essential business.
If people didn't have alcohol, you'd literally have riots. But so here's the scoop. We've brought on a couple interns for the summer, but we're still actively looking for someone that could actually help Carl in a sales capacity from an internship standpoint, as well as a full-time hire in sales. Not only, I mean, I prefer they're New York based, but we're looking for someone that's comfortable traveling and therefore already has some sales experience. Doesn't need to be an alcohol, but someone with some sales experience. So sales intern, help Carl this summer, and a sales full-time hire that is comfortable with some travel, but is New York based. Those are the immediate needs.
Immediate. See that? Look, you got a startup that's still hiring, right? This lady said, please ship it to more to Milwaukee. What's your hiring process? Can we start drinking? So let me ask you this question. Someone brought this up. When all this goes away, are you changing? And I've done a couple of these this week, and every business is going to change the way they sort of operate moving forward, whether it's presentations via Skype to a store, but any changes that you're going to have to make as far as, I mean, this is a game if you're going into a bar that, I guess you're giving it to the distributor, right? They're selling it.
Well, you'd wish that, but the distributor only has so many resources. We work with a small distributor here in New York, so Carl primarily has brought on almost every single sales account in New York City. But yeah, I mean, you always are looking to innovate and be efficient. And if you can get something done over video or phone that doesn't require an in-person meeting, that allows you to be more efficient. So I think businesses, big and small, are going to rethink, does that really need an in-person meeting? Because there's travel time, all that stuff.
I loved that there's like a post or a tweet or something on Instagram where someone was like, we'll finally learn what meetings could have just been an email.
Yeah.
And it's, it does help be more efficient instead of having to meet in person and take time out of people's day.
By the way, someone from Milwaukee, let them know that we are for sale in Wisconsin.
There you go.
And if they're sold out and they were selling Loverboy, let me know and I'll make sure they get restocked.
Let me ask you this from a marketing standpoint, right? What's the hottest thing out there, right? LinkedIn is not something you're using. We could, but is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? What's the marketing approach moving forward?
I mean, from a social standpoint, I think Instagram's been the reigning king for a while now, but she consumes a ridiculous amount of TikTok. I don't know how to dance with my arms, so I'm not on it.
Yeah, TikTok is good, but I think it is for the most part a younger audience, and because we're an alcohol brand, I feel like it's it's a gray area. We don't want to be pushing, making fun videos about alcohol for all these kids under 21. But Instagram is definitely big for us, especially because we have such a large following on it individually. We're able to reach a lot of people and try to bring them over to our brand. So it's been easy to swipe up and have links and different things for contests and just kind of spreading the word, getting ourselves out there and making it just easily accessible.
But, I also think we need to better utilize other channels like LinkedIn. Now that we're actually trying to grow the team, I need to dust off the LinkedIn shelves. Yep.
Yeah, I'll take care of that for you. Melody, my good friend Melody wants to know, what is the deal with you drinking and stacking your cans?
That was people were like, "Are Loverboy cans stackable?" And I'm like,
I saw the big can.
Because it was a college frat themed birthday party the next day, I think Kyle was already in his frat themed mindset and going back to his college days, and I guess this wizard stick is something he used to do.
There's a couple different names for it, but it's a wizard staff, and you basically drink the can, and then instead of throwing it away, you put your new can on top and tape it. The reason why it looked so incredible is because I happened to be using clear tape that day.
Okay. So
Yeah,
let's see who could post on Instagram the highest stack.
yeah.
We had someone. Did you screenshot that? Someone already reenacted pretty much to the T. So someone already set the bar pretty high.
Okay. So let me ask you this before I let you guys roll. Advice, one tip from each of you to entrepreneurs, right? Somebody that, has been itching to get to an entrepreneurial place, right? They're working, they're doing their side hustle. This hits them, right, which scares people away. Give us some advice on one from each of you on someone that's not an entrepreneur but wants to take that leap.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
I think the first thing is just listen to your gut. There's going to be people that encourage you. There's going to be people that warn you. You know you better than anybody. But at the same time, seek out someone who's not afraid to give you criticism, not even constructive, just like straight up criticism, because that's the hardest thing to find as an entrepreneur. I feel like there's people that just want to support you and encourage you. And then there's some people that to themselves, they're like, I don't know if that's the greatest idea. I don't know if he's what it takes to pull it off. And, or maybe they know something about the particular market you're trying to enter. So I just seek out advice, but also listen to your gut, and don't quit your day job until you actually have some pre-orders or some confirmation that there's actual demand.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say, when I was with you on that couch a few months ago, one of the things you said that no one ever, I don't want to say has the guts to say, but they don't, is you better have money to run to get you there, especially now. Yeah. So it's okay to make it a side hustle, like you said, until tilts. Amanda, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I was going to say, just like make sure that, if you take that leap and you're ready to, that it's something that you're passionate about and that you really want to do, because there are so many ups and downs with a startup, that as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, you'll make it through, which is like, it won't feel like work as much. So I love, being a graphic designer. It doesn't necessarily feel like a job for me. So even on like the hardest days, even though they are tough, I'm still enjoying what I'm doing to some degree, which I think is really important.
Yeah, the passion.
Yeah.
Passion.
Guys, again, I appreciate the time. I think we made some people laugh, which is good.
Oh, fun.
I'll let Dom know that you'll reach out, and then anyone watching this who has connections, get a hold of me. I'll connect you guys. Let's get this. I mean, people need Loverboy right about now.
Everyone needs a Loverboy.
That's true.
They will get some form of Loverboy in 2.5 weeks. But
yeah, if anyone hits our website up, drinkloverboy.com, just enter your email and we'll be in touch about new product.
Hey guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you again. I'll see you soon. Keep kicking ass, guys.
Thanks so much, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.